Welcome everyone, Rob here, and today we're going to be talking about the class who stalks other people as they are struggling near the ring, the Seeker. We're going to talk about his powers, what his synergies are, and we'll also show gameplay examples of how to use him. This class is all about hunting enemies on the edge of the map and quickly downing them before they even know what hit them. Timestamps will be in the description if you want to see a specific section of the video. As always, if you enjoy this content, hit the like button, and if you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button as well. Let's get started. The Seeker's red abilities focus on buffing his offensive capabilities. Like the other classes, the Seeker will have a specialized gun with 20% bonus damage, usually an SMG or another short-ranged gun for this class. For example, in this picture you can see that I have the UMP-9. The Cover Fire Right power-up grants him plus 20% damage and defense, as well as plus 70% leaning angle and speed when he leads to the right. Granted, this is at the rank 3 of the ability. For whatever reason you want to lean to the right with this guy, I don't really understand what the story behind that is or why it makes sense. I don't make the rules, okay? But for this guy, you always want to be leaning to the right, not the left, the right. His Border Control ability grants him up to plus 20% damage and defense depending on how close you are to the Ice Storm. The closer, the better. This is an interesting power-up that makes him a specialist in fighting in areas where you normally would not want to take a fight in. Thankfully, his additional damage here and high mobility make him thrive near the storm. He is probably the only class where I would say fighting in the storm is a good idea, and even then, it's really not a good idea, but you gain this extra plus 20% damage and defense. So if you're going to do that and you're going to play very silly, this is the class to do it. The real intention is to stick close to it, pick off people who are coming in from the storm using your various tracking abilities as well as your high movement speed. His green powers will focus on a home ground as well as tracking capabilities. Now, the Seeker will always have a home ground. In this example, it will be the mountains, where he will deal plus 10% damage when taking cover behind trees and rocky terrain. It's not guaranteed to be mountains, so just note whatever it is, and if possible, get some usage out of that. Maybe choose that terrain for cover or a place to set up as you get later in the game. His projectile tracking power allows him to see the trajectory of throwables, and at its highest rank will reduce the damage he takes from enemy throwables, as well as ally throwables, I guess if you have bad teammates, by 50%, an excellent answer to grenades and class-specific throwables, such as the Teleporter's Hatchet. Hostiles Detected power-up allows the Seeker to locate a single enemy closest to you within a 50-meter radius, and at its highest rank, this can happen once every 40 seconds. It's just a cool little thing to help you know when someone is nearby. His blue powers focus on additional tracking and other utility pieces. Landing Zone Scan will always be available to you at the start of the game. Every time you boot up this class, this is the first power-up you will get. This is really nice because it only works at the start of the game. The power-up will locate enemies that have landed near your own landing zone for 5 minutes and show you the place where they landed on your minimap for the entire duration. To make sure that this power-up doesn't become useless, the next 2 ranks will add up to a total of plus 10% movement speed, and this movement speed is obviously critical to playing a class that wants to be near the Ice Storm at all times, because if you get into prolonged fights or you have to resurrect a teammate, you're going to need to book it pretty quickly while either taking storm damage, trying to disengage from enemies, or otherwise just trying to get away from the storm. So movement speed on this character is great. The heartbeat sensor power-up is kind of nuts. It's similar to the Call of Duty heartbeat sensor, except it's even better because it actually highlights the enemy, and I'll show you that at the end of the video. This provides an active ability for the Seeker to effectively just have wall hacks while he has it out. Not only is this information incredibly powerful, but it becomes borderline cheating when combined with the other powers that can work through walls, such as the Gas Soldier's ultimate. There's a really unfair combination where the Seeker uses the heartbeat sensor to communicate the location of an enemy, and then Gas Soldier's ultimate fires through the wall and hits the enemy It is very, very unfair in my opinion, but it's part of the game. The Molotov Traps power-up grants permanently upgraded Molotovs, as well as giving you 2 Molotovs and backpack capacity when you initially unlock the power-up. Your upgraded Molotovs are now traps that you place that will automatically activate when an enemy comes into their proximity. This is a great tool to surprise enemies, get a little bit of damage on them, and pick them off while they are distracted. It's also a great tool to prevent enemies from pushing you from a certain angle or to stop enemies from chasing you down after they have injured you. It's a fairly good disengage tool to try to lock down enemies who might try to go through a door or go into a narrow passage. So great ambush tool. The Seeker's ultimate ability, Quick Slide, is a very powerful offensive, defensive, and mobility tool. It allows the Seeker class to perform up to 3 long-distance slides. After the first slide, the Seeker has an 8-second window to repeat the slide up to twice more. This is perfect for getting right under enemies who want to keep you away, escaping from a losing fight, moving through a dangerous area such as an open field, or just trying to get out of an ice storm. In combat with this ability, you can quick slide right up to behind an enemy, start shooting at them. When they turn around to return fire, you quick slide again to get to the other side, and you can quick slide a third time, just constantly disorienting your enemy, forcing them to re-aim at you in different locations. And it is also just a fantastic mobility tool if you need to cover ground quickly, especially if you are in the open and you don't want to get sniped. Now, what do I think of the Seeker class? I think this class is a fantastic design and creates a perfect class for people who love to play aggressive and push for high kill games, especially for people that love to just be cavemen and push every single person they see, regardless of whether or not they're close to the zone coming in and it's a terrible idea. They just want to fight everyone. The tracking capability allows you to find and push enemies, especially enemies who are in unfortunate positions. The high mobility allows you to move around faster to find enemies, ensure you don't get stuck too far into the storm, and disengage and escape if you end up being in a bad fight. This class is ideal for fast-paced, high-kill games, and everyone who just wants to get there fast, wants to be fighting constantly. This is the class for you. Without further ado, let's get to some clips to demonstrate just what this class can do. Up first, we have a nice little freeze frame here. Now, you might be asking, Rob, what is that red thing that I'm seeing over there? That is an enemy. That is an enemy that we are seeing through a wall, or through ground in this case. You see, my teammate who I'm spectating has a heartbeat sensor as the Seeker class, and he's currently seeing the physical location of an enemy through both the ground and trees. This power is insanely good. Here I want to demonstrate for you, if you look at the bottom left and you see the minimap, you'll notice that there are about 5 or 6 red flashing circles. These are the locations where enemies landed in nearby buildings. It will track this and continue to show it to me for 5 minutes so that I can remember where enemies landed and have a general idea of where they might be when I look for them. Here you will see I am in the open, my teammate's dying, we're in a really bad spot, there are snipers everywhere, and I have to rotate pretty far in the zone. Thankfully, I have my Quick Slide ultimate and I can navigate through the open. As people are taking shots at me and sniping at me, I am getting to cover, basically going to the rock, going to the shack, using it as a movement speed ability to get me out of bad situations and get me to cover where I won't be killed. As a final clip, here is Choco Taco fighting someone as the Seeker. You'll notice he is fairly close to the ring, so he gets that extra damage and defense. Now he's going to get shot at. He is going to actually reposition using his ability to get an angle on an enemy as well as dodge shots. Perfect use of the Quick Slide ability. Alright, that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you have a chance to play the Seeker, let me know what you think of the class. If you enjoy the close to the Ice Storm mechanic, or if you would prefer that not be in the game, let me know in the comment section below. As always, if you like this content, hit the like button, and if you want to see more of it, hit the subscribe button as well. We'll see you next time.